ahead and get started. Welcome to this year's Athletic Banquet, an annual event. Great opportunity where we get a chance to have our teams come together and honor those individuals and teams that have excelled in both on and off the playing field and in the classroom. I'm on a little bit of a time limit this year. We have some other things that are going on, so I can't be my usual self. Actually, not a real time limit, so I actually have to get done. But I would like to take this opportunity to thank some folks from my perspective and the professionalism that Tusculum College has in every athletic venue. You don't know what it's like going to every other school in the league and not knowing where you're going to sit down, not knowing what you have, not knowing if you have stats. So I appreciate Don Donnelly's office for what they do. The kids that I see through the year, they do a wonderful job. TJ Miller for stepping up this year, thank you. Nick Forsberg doing a fabulous job as far as winning golf tournaments, but also providing some stats. And all those guys in that office that help out Dom, that will be breaking this stuff down. You guys don't know the level of professionalism that you carry and what it's like going to other schools. So for Dom and Jonathan Davidson in that office, for Randy Loggins, for Little Pro Derek Cantrell back here, the jobs that they do getting fields and things like that ready, thank you for your job. At this time, would Kaylee Weiss please come to the stage? She's a member of the volleyball team, athletic training, and she'll provide our invitation.
Dear God, thank you for everyone here today. Be with the seniors as they graduate and continue into their careers and further studies. Please be with everyone for the future sports and future seasons. In your gracious name, amen.
At this time, would Larry Bible and Mike Iese please come to the stage? They're members of the FCA and the presentation.
I'd like to thank Tusculum College staff, coaching staff, and the entire Tusculum College community for everything that they've done for FCA this year. I just feel welcome on this campus and gotten to know a lot of the student athletes on a personal basis. And last year, we lost a board member of our board of directors at Greenville-Greene County FCA to a premature death. He suffered a massive heart attack at age 46. Mark Dalton was a person who personified Christian walk, and he had a passion for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. He was a member himself, and in his adult life, he supported the Fellowship of Christian Athletes by serving on my board. And when we lost him, our board decided to honor his memory by presenting a Mark Dalton Memorial FCA Influence Award for each campus that we have a presence on. And Mark supported FCA through his resources, through his time, through his gifts, most of all through his prayer life and his daily walk. And in choosing that person for Tusculum College, it was a very easy choice for Coach and I, and I'd like to thank Coach Haase personally for helping with FCA this year. He's been faithful. He's been a rock for us. We decided that Mark out the FCA Influence Award for Tusculum College this year goes to Kaylee Weiss.
Guys, I'd like to say hello to some folks down here. Dr. Moody, how are you? Dr. Larson, how are you doing? Good. Always good to see Mary Helen and Joyce, two of the greatest supporters all time of Tusculum College athletics, members of our cabinet here today. Bobby, outstanding job. I didn't mean to leave you out when I was saying, you don't understand the professionalism. And Bobby Miller runs that clock better than anybody. Thank you very much, Bobby. Just a reminder, if you're coming up here to receive an award, if you'll come over here. That would be my right, your left. Right over there, come up, exit this way, just continuity for flow for those types of purposes as well. And we'll get underway. To begin tonight, we will recognize our cheerleading squad. So would Jessica Inscore and the cheerleading squad please stand at this time to be recognized. Pretty phenomenal to go to sporting events and see the cheerleaders show up as well, so applying that support. So thank you guys for your efforts. This year, our senior award, Chris Dillon. The Most Spirited Award also goes to Chris Dillon. Where would we be without our athletic trainers? Be like, YMCA soccer, where the coaches apparently know exactly what's supposed to go on during an injury. It's not the case in college. It's time to recognize our athletic trainers. These men and women are at every single practice. They're taking care of the health and preventing injuries, at least attempting to do that, and taking care of our student athletes. So at this time, as I call your name, please stand. Head athletic trainer, Chris Linker. Associate head athletic trainer, Michael Hawkins. Assistant athletic trainers, Amy Brooks. Tom Stuger. Tim Niesmer, Jeffrey Dunkling, Janet Teague, and Contos. Nobody else for me? And all the other athletic trainers, the student athletic trainers, please stand at this time and be recognized. Thank you, guys. Senior awards to Carol Hogan. Josh Malinsky. Tyler Moore. Andrea Wilcox. And Owen Hensley. Owen, you're popular. This year's Nathan McCoy Award recipient is the ever popular Owen Hensley. The Tusculum baseball team currently has a 29-19 overall record. Pioneers qualified for the conference tournament for a 16th straight year, recording 3 wins over nationally ranked teams and finished 3rd at last weekend's conference tournament. As I call your name, will you just please stand? All conference honors include Devin Watts and Placido Torres, first team. Andrew Bowerman, Gio Tolentino, and Chris Waylock, honorable mentions. With Doug Jones, his staff, and the rest of the Pioneers, please stand to be recognized at this time. I should mention as well, Andrew Bowerman and Jeremiah Tolich earned all tournament honors as well. Senior awards, Nick Rodriguez. Chris Waylock. Jeremiah Tullidge. Scott Gibson. Travis Winnan. Jalen Shuffler. Vinny Ferreira. Cody Porch. Michael Scott. Nick Smiley. And Andrew Bowerman. This year's baseball team most valuable player leads the team with a .371 batting average. He's been hitting nearly .500 over his last 20 games, which included a 16-game hitting streak. In February, he became the first player in recorded program history to hit for the cycle. Baseball's most valuable player is Andrew Bowerman. Teams enjoyed some fine team and individual accomplishments this year. So would head coach Corey Pratt and the cross-country team please stand and be recognized. This year's women's cross-country senior is Ashley Gregg. Cross-country most valuable player or runner for a second straight year, Samantha Vogt. Samantha posted a career best time of 19:24 at the Royals Cross-Country Challenge, which stands as 7th fastest in program history. She's been Tusculum's top finisher in each race for the past 2 years. Women's cross-country MVP, Samantha Vogt. This year's men's cross-country seniors include Zachary Simpson, and David Cooper. This year's men's cross-country most valuable runner for a 4th straight year, earned all-conference honors for a 4th time, and is a 3-time all-region selection. He was also named the Conference Men's Cross-Country Scholar Athlete of the Year for a 2nd straight year, and a 2-time Capital One Academic All-American. The men's cross-country MVP is David Cooper. The Tusculum football team finished 3rd in the South Atlantic Conference this year, ending with a 6-5 record. That included wins in 5 of their last 6 and 4 straight to end the year, and some of the most dramatic come-from-behind wins that we have witnessed in some time. All conference honors this year, and as I call your name, please stand. Going to Big Country, Kashad Lyons and Justin Houston, first team. With the coaching staff, Coach DeBus, she's able to make it. And the rest of the players, please stand and be recognized at this time. Please come to the stage. Senior awards to Laronte Cornbread Archie. Jake Bridwell. Logan Cornelius. This year's Tusculum men's soccer team posted an overall record of 11-6-3, but that doesn't tell the story. They did finish middle of the conference. Pioneers did catch fire late as they went 8-1-2 in their last 11. They won the South Atlantic Conference Tournament Championship, which was the 5th South Atlantic Conference Tournament crown, the most in league history by any school. As I call your name, would you please stand? This year, all region honors to Roberto Pimentel. All conference honors to first team all conference Roberto Pimentel. Second team Jonathan Speaker, Guillermo Lescano. Honorable mention Matthias Rubio, Jorge Alvarez. Tournament selections this year: Mark Patterson, Ricardo Da Silva, Jonathan Speaker, and the MVP, AK-47, Andreas Gabon. With head coach Alan Vitale and his staff, and the Pioneers, please stand to be recognized. Senior awards to Mason Fox. Juan Avendaño. Joe Kubal. Matthias Rubio. And Roberto Pimentel. Roberto Pimentel. This year's women's soccer team finished the year at 10-7-2, playing one of the toughest schedules in Division II. Again, finishing right there in the middle of the league, sixth. They also advanced to the South Atlantic Conference Tournament quarterfinals. As I call your name, please stand. All conference honors this year to first team selection, Taylor Lewis. Second team selection, Gabrielle Witt. Olivia Kilgore. Would Mike Joy and his team please stand and be recognized at this time? Senior awards to Nikki Arthur. This year's women's most valuable player is Gabrielle Witt. This year played in all 19 matches and scored the match winning women's soccer MVP, Gabrielle Witt. This year's Tusculum volleyball team also faced one of those brutal pre-conference schedules, included several nationally ranked teams. Pioneers finished league play 15-7 and tied for fourth in the league and advanced to the conference tournament quarterfinals. Would you please stand as I call your name? All conference awards, first team libero, or the top defensive player of the league, basically, Mariah Jones. Second team, Megan Haase. Rachel Garnett and Larissa Welch, honorable mention. Welch also was named to the all-freshman team. team. Would head coach Michael Robinson and his staff and the team please stand at this time? This year's senior awards, Taylor Boone. This year's volleyball MVP is a two-time All-Conference honoree and earned a spot in the 2012 Conference and NCAA Region All-Tournament teams. She leaves Tusculum ranked as the program's top 10 in several categories, including second with her 149 career service aces. This year's volleyball MVP is Megan Haase. This year's Tusculum women's basketball team had several players garner individual accomplishments with several pioneers amongst the national leaders in rebounding, such as Rainey Story and Kristen McMillian. Field goal percentage, Rainey Story. And steals per game, Shanice Whitener. Whitener is also named the Applebee's Player of the Month at Tusculum. Would head coach Katrina Williams, her staff, and her team please stand to be recognized at this time? Senior awards to Blakely Burleson. Rainey Story. Brianna Mitchell. This year's women's basketball MVP is Shanice Whitener. Shanice led the Pioneers with 14 points a game this year, which was 7th in the league. She led the conference with 2.9 steals a game and finished 12th best in the country. She walks better in tennis shoes than heels. Shanice Whitener. For men's basketball, I'd like to introduce the team MVP first. This year's team MVP is Chase Mount. Chase was an all-conference selection this season, leading the Pioneers in scoring, in blocked shots, field goal percentage, and finished second in rebounding. This year's team MVP, Chase Mounts. This year's men's basketball team endured obstacles that others can never, ever think of. Injuries are one thing, but losing a teammate way too early in life is another. At this time, would all of the Pioneer basketball players please come forward to receive Neil Spink's Senior Award. senior award. Soccer. He's one of those soccer guys. He's multi-talented. Good stuff. This year's Tusculum softball team finished 21-21 overall, battling for a conference postseason berth all the way until the end of the final weekend, where they won 6 of their last 8, including a doubleheader sweep over Lenore Ride. That's the first in program history. At Collier Day, will you please stand? Earning all-conference nod this year, Kaylee Weiss. Honorable mention, Caroline Williamson and Trenton. Would Coach Julie Huebner and the rest of her team please stand to be recognized at this time? Senior awards to Nicole Ball. This year's softball most valuable player posted a team best 27 appearances with 111 innings in the circle, including 19 starts. She pitched 8 complete games, 2 shutouts, 51 strikeouts. Softball team MVP is Rachel Medley. This year's women's golf team finished 8th at the South Atlantic Conference Championships earlier this month. Earning all conference awards this year, Sierra Ritana. Would Coach Bob Dibble and the women's golf team please stand and be recognized at this time? Senior award to Alec Cunningham. This year's women's golf most valuable player, Sierra Ritana. Sierra earned all-conference first-team honors this year, stroke average of 78.53. Was named the Conference Freshman of the Year. A women's golf MVP, Sierra Ritana. This year's men's golf team won a school record 5 tournaments, including last week's South Atlantic Conference Championship, which I didn't realize was the first in program history. I just assumed Derek Cantrell won one by himself, but he didn't. It was interesting, though, to watch that. Technology is so crazy anymore. You can sit there and watch it. I walked away, they had a 4-stroke lead. I come back and it's tied, and I'm screaming at somebody, probably Nick, because I was screaming at him. But it was interesting to see how Brad Hawkins and Nick Forsberg, Taylor Smith finished down the stretch to make it a 2-stroke win. Brad Hawkins, please stand. He was a first-team all-conference selection. He was also named all-tournament. Nick Forsberg, medalist winner for the South Atlantic Conference Championships all-tournament selection. Taylor Smith claimed a second-team all-tournament selection as well. The Pioneers will be making their first ever NCAA postseason team appearance next week in Florida. So would head coach Bob Dibble and the team please stand to be recognized. Senior awards to Leaf Rattler. Coleman Glick. And Warren Cheney. This year's men's golf most valuable player is Brad Hawkins. Leads the Athletic Conference with a 71.56 stroke average, third in the nation. The all-conference first team honoree won 2 tournaments and finished in the top 10 on 8 occasions. Men's golf most valuable player, Brad Hawkins. The women's tennis team has accounted for another outstanding season, as the Pioneers are currently 18-2, ranked 31st in the nation. Tusculum finished in the conference with a 10-1 record and advanced to the South Atlantic Conference Tournament semifinals. Earning all conference awards this year, Aaron Mills, Kaylee Weiss, Franziska Funke, Would Coach Tommy Arnett and his women's team please stand and be recognized? This year's senior award, Kate Hutchinson. This year's women's tennis most valuable player, Aaron Mills. Aaron is a 2-time all-conference selection. She went 14-2, finished the season with an 8-match winning streak. Women's tennis MVP, Aaron Mills. The Tusculum men's tennis team went 18-2, captured the program's 5th conference championship and the 2nd in the last 3 years. Earning all conference honors this year, Lucas Winkelmann, Nick Blanchard, Jonas Winkelmann, Ashik Cater, Leon Stace. Would Coach Arnett and his men's tennis team please stand and be recognized? Senior awards to Joseph Elphinstone, Winkelmann. This year's tennis most valuable player for a 4th straight season compiled a perfect 18-0 singles record, including a perfect 11-0 in league play. Earned all conference honors for a 4th straight year and was named the conference men's tennis player of the year. Men's tennis MVP, Lucas Winkelmann. Men's lacrosse made their season debut last year here at Tusculum. victories twice over conference opponents, and against nationally ranked opponents as well to start the year. Earning all conference honorable mention awards this year, Mitch Chapman. And Nate Wade. Would Coach Richard Carrington, the staff, and his team please stand and be recognized at this time. Senior awards to John Ferrucci. Sean Gilbane. David Fernandez. Jack Timerson. Tyler Schaefer. Stephen Ramonde. And Thomas Lout. This year's men's lacrosse most valuable player is Kevin Haggerty. Played in every minute of Tusculum's 13 games and earned SAC Defensive Player of the Week honors. He finished 5th in the league in saves and saves percentage. Men's lacrosse MVP is Kevin Haggerty. How about women's lacrosse? It's not supposed to be that easy. They're the first-year program, a banner inaugural season for the women's lacrosse team. The Shaktas Athletic Conference finished 3rd in the league, advanced to the conference tournament quarterfinals. All conference honors this year. First team, Kelsey Crow. Second team, Cheyenne Bray. Honorable mention, Madison Malone. And Brooke Wagner. With the Conference Coach of the Year, Jenna Hanshu. Her staff and the team will stand to be recognized. This year's women's lacrosse MVP is Kelsey Crow. Kelsey earned all conference first team honors and ranked 2nd in the league with her 54 goals, which were 11th nationally, and earned Conference Player of the Week honors on 2 occasions. Women's lacrosse MVP, Kelsey Crow. At this time, we would like to recognize the Tusculum Pioneer Student Athlete Advisory Council. So, Assistant Athletic Director Randy Loggins, Intern Derek Cantrell, along with the PSAC officers and the representatives of the Pioneer Student Athlete Council, please stand at this time and be recognized. During the athletic seasons, the South Atlantic Conference recognizes its student athletes with the South Atlantic Conference Player of the Week awards. And with those individuals who earn Conference Player of the Week during the year, please stand to be recognized as well. recognizes those individuals who earn National Player of the Week recognition. Would Kyle Dickey please come to the stage? This past November, Kyle passed for a career best 311 yards, 4 touchdowns, including 2 touchdowns in the final minutes of Tusculum's 38-35 come from behind win against Mars Hill. Not only that win, but also against Pembroke. I don't know if y'all heard it, but if you saw it, then you know what I'm talking about. It's incredible. The guy is the epitome of true team player. The NCAA Division II National Player of the Week for November 18th is Kyle Dickey. Athletic accomplishments, you're here to be smart. So we're going to honor our academic athletes as well. A very important part of this evening's ceremony is to recognize those. So with Faculty Athletic Representative Tom Stuber, please join me on the stage. The Freshman of the Year Academic Award is given to a true freshman student athlete with the highest grade point average who has completed or earned a minimum of 28 credit hours at Tusculum and a maximum of 36 total credit hours. This award is presented to both male and a female freshman. The male recipient of this year's award with a 3.8 GPA from football, Chad McClanahan. Probably studying, Tom. Sorry. That's what those kids do. They get there. The female recipients for this year's award with a perfect 4.0 GPA from women's tennis, Franziska Funke. begin congratulating our recipients for the Student Athlete Academic Achievement Award. How many of them are in here, but it is time to say thank you to a lot of the folks that go the extra mile behind the scenes. You don't see them, you don't even know maybe that they're even there. Maybe you know their names, maybe you don't. But if you don't, after I say this, maybe you'll get a chance to meet them or at least extend a hand to say things. There's people behind the scenes that cut the grass, that do that on the practice field, on the playing surface, that clean the bathrooms, make sure that's clean, the locker rooms, the people that are down in the caf, the people in the library, your teachers, admissions, campus safety, several people that you meet that do a lot of things behind the scenes. If there are anybody here from any of those areas, would you please stand so that we can recognize you? Tusculum faculty, staff members, anyone? I said it a little bit earlier before we got started as well, but I'm serious about it. The professionalism that Tusculum carries themselves at athletic venues is by far unrivaled in the South Atlantic Conference. There are people in those offices that are greatly responsible for that. So thank you to the Associate Athletic Director, Deborah Davis. Assistant AD, Randy Loggins. Are you getting more sleep nowadays? No. You won't. We call him intern, but he's not. He's a little pro. Derek Cantrell. Thank you. Assistant Athletic Director, Dom Donnelly. Assistant Media Relations Director, Jonathan Davidson. They work tirelessly to put these types of events together, so see them, thank them, they don't do enough. I didn't know you had a title. That's so awesome. That's great, I'll know that from now on. I just thought you were JD, you're just JD. One of those guys will now come to the stage to present the Walter T. Denny Spirit Award. He's Dom Donnelly.
It's an honor to present the Walter T. Denny Memorial Spirit Award. The Denny Award, established by action of the Executive Board of the Alumni Association in 1989, is to give formal recognition to that graduating senior who has excelled in several areas while attending Tusculum College. Student athletes, managers, team student assistants, cheerleaders, or other participating seniors making outstanding contributions to Tusculum College athletics are eligible for this award. This year's Denny Award recipient was always available to assist whenever called upon in the Tusculum Athletic Department, whether it was to paint up and pump up the crowd at a sporting event or assist with the Storm the Dorm for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. No matter what the activity or the event, this person was always there to do whatever they could. Being asked of doing so is one thing, but coming by and asking what they can do for the athletic department is what sets this individual apart. As a standout on the Tusculum football team, played in 42 career games with 92 career receptions for 977 yards, 11 touchdowns. In 2013, he earned all conference and all region honors, and became only the third tight end in program history to garner All-American distinction. It is my honor to present to you the 2015 recipient of the Walter T. Denny Spirit Award from Titus, Alabama, Wesley Powell.
Wesley Powell, everybody. At this time, I'd like to ask Assistant Athletic Director Randy Loggins to join me on stage. It is time to present our Female and Male Athlete of the Year Award. And we'd like to say thanks to Mr. Tim Ford for making these awards possible. This year's Tusculum Female Athlete of the Year, Kelsey Crow. Kelsey led the women's lacrosse team to a 10-win season in its first year of the sport. The all-conference first-team selection is an All-American candidate with 54 goals. That's 11th in the nation. Your Tusculum Female Athlete of the Year, Kelsey Crow. This year's Tusculum Male Athlete of the Year, Winkelmann. Of the Year for a third consecutive season. He was named the South Atlantic Conference Men's Tennis Player of the Year for a third consecutive year, which is a first in the history of the league. He led the Pioneers to their second league title in the last 3 years and wraps up his Tusculum career with an impressive 65-7 career singles record. The Tusculum Male Athlete of the Year and the Female Athlete of the Year, Winkelmann and Kelsey Crow. It's time now for our Art Argyle Coach of the Year Award. It's an award presented to the Coach of the Year at Tusculum in memory of Art Argyle. Mr. Argyle was a longtime member of the Tusculum College community. As an admissions office employee, Mr. Argyle played a major role in recruiting from the New Jersey area of both athletes and non-athletes. All Tusculum head coaches are eligible for this award and is presented based on established criteria. This year's recipient of the Art Argyle Coach of the Year Award, Tommy Arnett. And a fifth time in his career as he has led Tusculum tennis to an 18-2 record. His men's team captured the program's fifth conference championship and finished runner-up at the conference tournament. The women's team finished runner-up and advanced to the semi-final round of the South Atlantic Conference postseason. I know we're under time constraints, but he is full of energy and he loves to talk. And Tommy, if you want to come and say a few words, you are more than welcome to do that.
Too many of you to thank individually by name, so I'm simply going to say thank you, Pioneer Nation. A special thanks to the young people that I've blessed to serve as your coach. Thanks for the way you represent us, not only on the tennis court, but in the classroom as well. Best of luck to all sports next year. Thank you.
Tommy Arnett. That is a record. That is a record. No question. All right, listen, if you won an award tonight, please meet in front of the Nice Water right over here in front. We're going to take some quick pictures. We got some things going on today. Appreciate you guys really giving a hard effort every game. I broadcast very few games, but the games that I see, I appreciate the effort that you put forth and that you do, the way that you represent Tusculum College. Go forth and prosper. I know you got a lot of studying to do, so get good grades. We'll see you next year.